No, we're not saying that, but we're just saying that in life, like, there's going to be like a lot of people that are not going to earn like a lot, especially with the living crisis now, like especially in the UK, etc. That's why so many girls are doing OnlyFans now, because they think, oh, like I can't afford this, can't afford that, I'm not getting money. So I mean, like,
money does make you happy.
Yeah, money makes you happy. To a certain extent, it does. Yeah.
Society that
but
we
is it
materialize.
Worth, go ahead. So you go ahead. Yes, you're saying something. I'll let the ladies talk amongst each other, and I can come in after.
Like that crushed my soul. That I'd rather see my son cry in a Ferrari. No, I'd rather you have mental peace. And if that takes you in a Honda, then your peace is.
Mm-hmm.
So you disagree with the money situation?
Yeah.
You think there's okay? Did somebody else have something? Go ahead. And I know you got something to say too, right?
As somebody who has experienced both wealth and sheer poverty, I'm going to tell you that it is nearly impossible, if your basic needs are not met, to experience that peace. And so what she's saying is, I get it. It seems like an exuberant amount of wealth is what's going to, is what people aim for, right? But I think the crux of it is, my kids are going to be provided for, and so I'm not worried about it.
So question for you, because you're actually a professional, and you're in a unique situation where you're a professional, but you also do that. I mean, I would argue you probably make what, 6 figures with the PA job, etc. You can live well, then you're better off than 90+% of Americans.
Yeah.
Is it worth that extra money from the OF side, and hurting your reputation, your ability to find a man in the future, hurting your lineage down the road, just basically putting a smudge on your potential legacy, and it overrides all the hard work you've done, getting the master's degree, going through school, being someone that can go ahead and write prescriptions? Is it worth it?
For 2 months straight, I drove to work an hour and a half, and I drove from work an hour and a half back home. And I wanted to. So I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
We're on Rumble, so it's okay.
Okay. I literally wanted to drive my car over the ramp into like every
So did you not enjoy your job?
Single
Is
day.
what it was?
So the politics of healthcare is so atrocious.
Okay.
If anybody is sick right now, if anybody has a family member who is sick, I am so sorry, because your healthcare provider is not doing all they can, because they're not making money off of you.
Okay.
So yeah, can I bounce off of what you're saying real quick?
Yeah.
So for me, I started Patreon, and I had just started YouTube, and it was the lockdowns, right? So I was making my money from modeling, acting, and events, right? So in person. And so luckily, my first YouTube video got over 1 million views, so it took off. And then I was like, oh, well, how do I monetize this? And I had already just started Patreon. So then it was like, do I do OnlyFans because it is the superior platform, but people are going to judge me? And actually, I did end up starting OnlyFans too, because just more people were using it. Yeah. But I would have, I'm not saying I would have done it, but it enabled me to have freedom, because otherwise, people were having to get that thing, which I didn't want to do. And so it enabled me to have freedom for myself. And I was still making money when some people weren't able to even go to their jobs. Yeah. So it helped me, so I can relate to your story in that sense.
Yeah. And so to answer your question, I really do feel like the move that I made is for the greater good, for myself and for my dream. My aspiration is to open a series of free clinics, hopefully establish some sort of universal healthcare in this country, et cetera, et cetera. So
you think by doing OnlyFans, you're gonna
this is that. I mean, because as a surgical PA, on top of wanting to literally be non-existent every single day for 2 months straight, I started making more money on OnlyFans than I did in surgery, a lot.
Do you think the way that you're earning money though will impact your ability to be taken seriously as a humanitarian?
I think by some people, yeah, I do think that that's the case, but I don't think that that's true for everybody, especially with OnlyFans being a lot more accepted nowadays as a career move. It's really everyone's doing
Yeah,
it.
they
You know
are.
what I mean? And so if it were one of those things where it's like only if I were on Pornhub, you know what I mean? And I was a girl on Pornhub, you know, even like 2 years ago before OF really took off and became a lot more accepted, that would be, oh shit, she does Pornhub, you know what I mean? But now it's like, oh yeah, she's got an OnlyFans, let me subscribe, you know, let me check this shit out. And so, I mean, yes, in some
So you
people's
think
eyes,
that
but
the ends justify the means?
for me, in my dreams and my aspirations, yes, I do.